is finally time for me to talk about Game of Thrones. This is going to be a two-part video because there's not enough time or energy in the world to explain how awesome and amazing Game of Thrones is in a video where y'all won't lose interest. So because I am awesome, I'm going to make it a two-part video. Since Season 7 is going right now, I am going to talk about Seasons 1 through 6 of Game of Thrones. I have my notes, 2 pages front and back. I'm going to go season by season. I have my Gatorade.
This is the intro, bitch. So just watch my shit.
So we start the series out with these 3 dudes getting killed by these things called White Walkers. The 3 dudes don't matter, but the White Walkers, they matter big time. They're like the big enemy besides the fucking Lannisters. One of the people deserts the fuckers, and Ned Stark, who's a really good man, played by Sean Bean. What happens to Sean Bean in everything? He dies. Sean Bean has to behead one of the dudes who betrayed the White Walkers. Sean Bean sends his kid Jon to the wall. Jon is awesome, by the way. And then the king and queen show up. This is where we meet Cersei the cunt, Joffrey the jackass, and Robert the rebellious, awesome, kind of fat guy. But I really need to emphasize that Joffrey is a dick. If you haven't seen the show, watch it. For the love of God, watch it. Also, why are you watching this? But Joffrey is such a fucking asshole. He is a pussy when the chips are down, too. It's fucking bullshit. Then we meet Tyrion, a man who is half my size. Literally, because he's a midget. And he bitch slaps King Justin Bieber. And also, Cersei the cunt has sex with her brother Jaime. That's called incest. And then our little boy Bran, who's one of the most annoying characters ever created, climbs up a wall and sees Cersei banging her brother, and then brother's like, hey, I'm gonna push that kid out the window, and then Bran becomes a paraplegic. Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen gets married to Khal Drogo, who is the leader of the Dothraki. They don't talk. I mean, they do talk, but they have really few words. It's more grunts and shit. It's weird. They're cool, though. I mean, I like Khal Drogo. He's a cool dude. He dies by the end of the season. That's about it. Eventually, Robb dies because he got struck by a spear while on a hunt, and Ned tries to fix up the will so Ned becomes king, but Joffrey finds out about that shit. He's like, nah, man, no, fuck no. You're gonna go to jail, and you're probably gonna die. And then Sansa, in order to help her dad live, is like, hey, Joffrey, I'll marry you, but you gotta let my daddy live. He's like, oh yeah, sweet. And by the way, my hands were tied the whole time. Fingers crossed, your dad's gonna die. I behead your daddy. The other sister, Arya, who is awesome, sees it happen, and she has to run. And that's how the whole first season ends. Jon's at the wall, Arya's on the run, Sansa's married to King Douche, Ed's dead. Shocker that Sean Bean dies. On to Season 2, where Bran is on the run with Hodor and Tonks. That's basically all Season 2 is for Bran. They're just on the run. Nothing really too big of note happens with Dany in Season 2. Season 2 is really just the boring season. Oh shit, yeah, that's right. Her fucking dragons are hatched. She has dragons. Forgot to mention that. Also, Jaime is taken prisoner, and yeah, that's about it. He's with Robb, who's Jon's other brother. They're just on the road trying to take him back. He escapes, but he gets captured by Brienne of Tarth. Moving over to Jon Snow, he is still at the wall. And he goes and hangs out with wildlings, and he bangs Ygritte in the cave. And apparently he knows nothing. But he joins the wildlings as a means to an end. He's infiltrating their clan to find out what their plans are, because he is still a member of the Night's Watch. And that's why Jon is awesome. Also, Arya is still on the run. Arya and Bran, for the longest time, their stories just suck. At the Battle of Blackwater, Tyrion gets an awesome scar. King Justin Bieber runs away. This just in, Joffrey is still a dick. One more thing before I end the Season 2 recap. Theon takes Winterfell, then Theon gets a little crazy, and then his own buddies knock him out and send Theon packing. Season 3 opens, and Joffrey is still a dick. Bran is still on the run with Hodor and Tonks. They don't matter anymore. That's all their story is. Also, Daenerys gets her own army. She frees some slaves and gets an army, and she is awesome. Season 3 is a lot of her conquering places and ruling shit, and that's about it for her. Also, Jon, still with the wildlings, eventually goes back home. Joffrey, still a dick. He's the king. We got Marjorie Tyrell working her magic on Joffrey. Cersei doesn't like that, but fuck her. Arya is trekking around with the Hound. Big guy. He's not nice either. The dragons can breathe fire now. That's cool. Brienne of Tarth and Jaime Lannister get captured, and then Jaime loses a hand. Brienne gets raped. Jaime goes back to save Brienne after Brienne goes away and Jaime goes somewhere else. It is nuts and it's cool and Jaime is awesome, and eventually at the end of the season he gets home to Winterfell to bang his sister, who ain't having none of that. Also in season 3, fucking Bran following the three-eyed raven, whatever the fuck that means. We gotta talk about Theon. Now when Theon got knocked out, he was sent to Ramsay fucking Bolton. Now, for all of you who are currently caught up on the series, you know why we all hate Ramsay Bolton. Let's kick it back 3 seasons to when Ramsay was torturing Theon for fun. Poor Theon, man. I felt so bad for Theon. And the point where I really started to feel bad for Theon is when Ramsay sends these girls in there to get Theon off, and then he chops off Theon's dick. Theon is dickless. Theon does not have a dick. The fuck? I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. You should never cut off a man's cock. Just saying. And then to add insult to injury, Ramsay mails Theon's cut off cock to Theon's dad. Yeah. That's fucked up. Ramsay is like mind controlling and beating the shit out of Theon until he calls himself Reek. Because that is a degrading and insulting name, and that's what Ramsay wants Theon to see himself as. He's not Theon Greyjoy anymore, he's Reek. Joffrey's still a dick, by the way. Let's talk about the red fucking wedding. Oh boy. Now, Robb was supposed to marry one of Filch from Harry Potter's daughters, and he went back on that because he found a hot chick that he connected with, and Robb is having a party with Filch at a wedding. It's all nice. The wife and groom go to bang, and then Filch raises his glasses like, I'm sorry, Robb. I haven't been a very good host. Because this is where it gets fucked up. Robb's wife is pregnant. They're going to name their kid Eddard. It's nice. The guard goes right up to Robb's wife, the pregnant chick, and gut stabs her a few fucking times, and then all these arrows come down. Robb gets shot a couple times. Robb is on the ground clutching his wife's unborn son fetus. Like, it's really sad and gross and fucked up. Catelyn grabs Filch from Harry Potter's wife by the hair, has a knife at her throat, and she says, if you let us go right now, I'll forget any of this that ever happened. I swear by the old gods and the new, you let us go. This just never happened. Filch is laughing because Filch is a dick. He's like, go ahead, kill her. I'll find another wife. Catelyn's all like, Robb, leave now. And Robb's just like he knows there's nothing left. They've lost. He knows that it's over. Like, there's nothing out there for him. He's done. Guard goes up to Robb, says the Lannisters send their regards. Slits throat, he's dead. Catelyn slits the wife's throat, she's dead. Guard goes up to Catelyn Stark, slices her throat, she's dead. Starks are dead! Okay, well, there's a couple Starks out there. There's Jon, Sansa, Bran, and Arya. The fuck? The Lannisters fucking did that. If you don't remember who the Lannisters are, Joffrey, Cersei, Jaime, the Lannisters. The Red Wedding is one of the most disturbing things we have ever seen on television. It is like the 9/11 event that has been on television that really compares to the tragedy of 9/11. Okay, that's pushing it, but you get what I'm saying? There will be a part 2 to this video coming probably before season 7 wraps. Guys, what did you think of my recap of the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Type out that shit. Everybody on YouTube, you know what I update regularly? Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go on there, type in FlorkertaTV, boom, you got me. What should I review next? Game, movie, or show? Let me know in the comments below. Y'all got florked.